Okay, what I did was I cleverly went back and put lieutenant colonels into my army. And I have Mississippi's, and I have 2 units with 42s, and I figured out a more clever way to do this. Um, I think I got the 42s from the armory. I bought everything but the generals. I did not buy them. Um, the lieutenant colonels are fine as long as the command line is better than the efficiency line. You're good to go. And so, yeah, I have 16,000 men going into the battle. And here we go. So I'm real happy that I put those lieutenant colonels in there because, yeah, the more colonels you can make, the better off you are. So 242s, 2 Mississippis. And yeah, I think my supply wagon was full. So yeah, I kind of reconfigured things, redid the camp. I do that a lot. I'll do the camp and then I'll redo it. Because I'll figure out a better way to do something, like save money. So 1 unit can go over here. Put him in the woods. And he's coming in with units of 1,600. I am not that concerned about it. I'd like to get some shots on his artillery here. That'd be nice. I'd also like to get him to charge across the bridge. My whole goal is to catch him in the bridge. And yeah, my 42s have to get right up close and personal to do real damage. Mississippi's have a little range. They don't have to get right up in the face of the enemy. And I'm trying to pay attention to who he's hitting with artillery and have them fall back. My detached skirmishers took some hits, so I'm refolding them in and then detaching fresh skirmishers. So yeah, I want to get behind this bridge line. Hopefully that'll protect me a little bit. Have the 42 wait. He's already detected. So I was hoping he would, was hoping he'd stay hidden and the enemy would, get into the water, but it didn't work out. So it was a nice idea if you could pull it off. I guess if I had him stand back a ways, it might work. So this guy's supposed to be hidden. So yeah, he should have 6 pounders here, so they should not be doing very much. And they're not doing very much. But that guy's already lost 55 guys, so probably most of that is from detached skirmishers. So go ahead and send some detached skirmishers out, let him waste his ammo. Okay, let's see if we can inflict some damage on this guy. Oh, he's gonna get up in personal. Okay. If I can keep him on the other side of the water, that'd be great. Okay, now the enemy's gonna charge. So we're gonna run forward and put some shots on him. This is really good. His infantry charging across the bridge. We can always hold him up with the fortification. Come on, detached skirmishers, go forward. Happy to get into melee with these guys. So we drove his cav unit back. That's good. Didn't want him running around in the background. One of his units already routed. That's great. His other unit's getting shot to pieces on the bridge. Okay, this is different. I've never seen this happen before, and I haven't seen it happen in anybody else's game. But his infantry just retreated in a really weird direction. I'm just gonna go with it, and that's really weird. Technically, probably should reload, but I'm just gonna go with it. Let's see what happens. This is different. Haven't seen this happen to anyone. Want to stay out of melee, if at all possible. Probably should send detached skirmishers across the river right away and get into the, go after that artillery. But his infantry's keeping me really busy because who knows where he's going. Okay, these guys came in, and they didn't get too far, so they'll get back where I need them in that clump of woods. Okay, and his cav is taking this moment to try to make another run for it. Come on, detached skirmisher, get over there. Shoot at the cav. Come on, 42s, you can do it. Shoot at him. Ugh. It's like he didn't even want to... It's like he couldn't shoot for some reason. Okay, I really should send detached skirmishers across that bridge. But I think I'm at the limit of what I can focus on. I need to keep his cav from getting around and doing mischief. I need to keep his infantry across the bridge, and I need to keep driving these guys back, because they're going to recover. I mean, if they go like half a second without getting shot at, they're going to recover. My detached skirmisher should be able to fight this guy, but he's going to want to get into melee. No, he's going to want to be a ghost cav and run right through my units. Okay. But he takes a shot. No losses, but he does take a shot. Okay. Why is that guy flanked? Okay, he got flanked by enemy artillery and routed. That is a bit of very bad luck. Or heck, he might have, the game might have counted that as a flanking shot from the infantry he was firing at. Who knows? There's some real line of sight. There's some line of sight weirdness in this game. So I should still send detached skirmishers across that bridge and go after that artillery. Okay, we're actually in very good shape. Things are going very well. We've had a good time over here. We've inflicted some losses on him. I want to inflict some more losses on him. Yeah, I want that 42 to get over there and get some revenge on him. He's okay. He's okay for morale and stamina and condition. Yeah, that's great. 2 detached skirmishers, if they would fire. The 42s, yeah, if that guy just stands in the water, we can have a really good time right there. Let these guys recover some condition, start to build up the defensive line. Yeah, this is all going good. I'm going to have to get the 42s out of there. And they're still flanked by that stinking artillery. Now, there's a solution for that. I could go across the bridge with my detached skirmishers and deal with those guys. But what I'm thinking about is all these guys need to fall back and get across the bridge. So... yeah, we've morale shocked him. He's standing in the river and he's getting morale shocked. Yeah, and I finally get the detached skirmishers to go across the bridge, and here comes Keys. So, yeah, this is no longer even a possibility. If the window of opportunity closed. So the smart play is probably to just go ahead and abandon the objective. But if Keys wants to go onto the bridge, and I can do a little bit of damage to him, that would be okay. Big, unwieldy, cumbersome. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some shots on Keys. He's going to fire at my detached skirmisher. Oh, and he stopped moving. Too bad. Nah, I'm not doing any real damage to him. That's disappointing. Not really. So, that unit that got his head kicked in earlier, he's charging in, but I'm going to get him in a 2-to-1. melee, and he's going to rout, which he does. Come on, don't face that way. Stinking game. Had my unit face the melee and turn his back to the enemy. Yeah, it's irritating. Okay, we thump that guy again. He'll recover in 1.2 seconds and be back at full strength, full morale, and full condition, because this is legendary and that's what happens. So yeah, on Brigadier General, units break easily and then they take a long time to recover. Major General, they take a while to recover. Legendary, they recover like seconds. I mean, it's just like they go back, they rest 3 seconds, and they're back in the game. So yeah, so that guy has good condition and good morale, so we can take some long-range shots from 6-pounders. We need to get out of there. This guy, however, is pretty tired. He's not moving very fast. Yeah, all my units came out of that in very good shape. We just need to get across the water, and he comes screaming in with this guy who's going to be real irritating. Yeah, I should have had some detached skirmishers over there covering my flank. So what I do is I hit fall back, I point toward him, hit fall back. Yeah, that guy did some did some real damage. Okay, we need to set up the next defensive line. So 2 units on the right, 2 units in the center, a couple of units covering the water. I'm giving him plenty of room to come into the water. And here's some bad news. My infantry is tiny. Man, 500 man units. That sucks. Not liking that a tiny bit. Come on, get out of the water. Get out of the water. Everybody out of the water. Okay, this is concerning. His units are coming in at 2,900. Maybe I scaled that guy up. Could be. Oh, my 42 is exhausted, man. He's having such a terrible time getting out of the water. Yeah, you need to tell those guys exactly where to go, or their pathing is really, really weird. Yeah, I think the mistake I made was I had the guy cross like just in the water instead of at one of the there's like a ford location at the roads, and I think you cross faster there. So first thing I have to do is get my tired units, get them to recover some condition. They're just way too tired. Next thing I need to do is have him get in the water so I can inflict some damage on him. Oh man, this guy's coming in 2,900, 2 units of 2,900, and 3 units of 2,900, and I have a detached skirmisher over there. Okay, that's really bad. Hey, never played the Confederate campaign before. Imagine my surprise. Well, you can't imagine my surprise. I'm surprised. Spread out my officers. Yeah, I've got nothing on my left. Yeah, the detached skirmishers might be able to slow him down, except the detached skirmishers probably are just going to get him to charge at triple speed. Okay, these guys are going to have to run. I don't like to run these guys, but they're going to have to run. And even when they get there, they're gonna be insanely outnumbered. Yeah, of course he broke right away. Holy cow. So we're gonna have to shift troops around a lot. And now on my right, he's coming across with 2 units of 2,900. This is looking worse and worse. It's okay, one of his units got caught in the water by somebody. I think. On my far right, he seems to, I don't know what he's doing. So we need to run up and hit that guy. Hopefully rout him. Yeah, these cav units are a nightmare. They have to be hit. You have to hit the cav units. So those guys need to just slow these folks down. Okay, these guys are coming up online. Don't want my cav to die. The artillery needs to get up. The only chance I have is to get these guys up with artillery support. Okay, everybody's been given orders. Yeah, the artillery has to get up close. We're going to need canister here, folks. And, yeah, cav unit routed my infantry. Yeah. Knew it. He came screaming in and did what cav units do. Okay, that guy collapsed on my far right. Now everybody has to shift because we have 2 huge units that are about to break the line right there. The guys on my far left seem to be holding up. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah, this looks pretty desperate. This looks like a Hail Mary pass at this point. Okay, I'm going to dismount the skirmishers, or the cav. Yeah, I have a detached skirmisher of 162 men who's basically holding the center of my line. And he could be broken easily. These 2 guys in the water, if I can get 3 or 4 units to jump on them, that'd be great. But I have a huge gap in the middle of my line. And this unit, right here, this infantry unit, has got to get up there and block. Otherwise, I'm going to lose that artillery unit, and both of my left and right are both going to be flanked, and it's going to be really bad. So I guess I can fall back to the flag. There is a clump of woods there that would make the next defensive line. But I'd really rather keep him in the water. He outnumbers me by so much that I would like to hold this line if I can. So that's what I'm thinking. So I have 4 units firing on those 2 monster units in the water. And on my left, I have a bunch of units firing on him. His 1 unit is in the water, 2 of the units, well, his unit on his far right is partially in the water, so that's going to hurt. Yeah, I've got to make better use of canister. Yeah, and I've got to kill his cav. His cav has to be taken out. So, commanders on the front line, anybody who routs has to be brought back into the battle. Okay, this guy needs to die, this cav unit right here. Okay, now both of his infantry, they're large, but they're in the water. My units have 42s, and they're up close. They should be able to do some damage. They're going to take some losses, but again, my allied units need to fight. Of course, some of those units are my units. That artillery is too far back, so he needs to get up, giving some canister into those guys. Okay, he has a lot of his units are right now in the water, and some of them are flashing white. So yeah, I'm going to move my artillery up and start firing at the guy on the left. My left. Yeah, my artillery needs to get in slightly better position. Okay, looks like he's going to be doing some charging. And my unit in the top routed. That is just a bad position. I'm looking at that. His guys are in the woods. My guy's in the open. Should really have... I think I really should have thought about falling back to the building, to the farm. Now that I look at it. I didn't think about it during the battle. Okay, one of his units routed, 2 units routed. The unit that moved up on my left is... he is partially in the water. Oh, and I told that unit to fall back, and he fell back way too far. Yeah, I'm holding the center of my line with a cav unit and some detached skirmishers. Yeah, I really should just fallen back. That is not a good position. I'm hoping to drive those guys actually out of there. Into the water, that'd be good. Okay, the right flank seems to have stabilized, but right behind that guy in the water is a whole bunch of infantry, and if it moves forward, yeah, I'm doomed. I'm seriously in trouble. Okay, on my left we have, yeah, tiny force. The only hope is that this artillery will deliver some canister and make these guys rout. But they're just going to recover and come back. But we've got to keep these guys in the water. We can't face them on even ground. Yeah, finally we drove that guy back into the water, and if I can avoid taking flanking fire from the Union artillery, we can maybe kill some of these guys. But he's coming forward with an infantry unit. So I've now got to meet this new infantry unit threat that's coming across. And he's going to charge back. It looks like another 2,000 man unit is going to charge into my left flank. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before he attacks again on my right. Yeah, we can't fight him there. If he's going to stand on the other bank and fire into my units, I'm going to lose that. So... But I backed up a little bit, and he's moving into the water, and all we've got to do is shift some units around, catch him in the water. But he's still 2,000. I mean, look at the size of those infantry units. So I decided to back my right flank up and let him attack into the water. Some of these units are getting a little fragile, looking at a couple units down to 400, but it's not a surprise. They started at, what, 550? Would really like to kill that cav unit. Yeah, one of the most important things is to get the officers in the right place. And in this battle, I have 3 officers. So they can provide a morale buff to pretty much every unit on the line. So your units will stay on the line longer, fight better. So yeah, I need those guys to be right there on the front line doing good work. That unit's down to 300 men. But on the bright side, the enemy unit is standing completely on the water, taking fire from 4 units and canister. And it took me a while to get that worked out, but God, it worked out. 4 units and canister at close range with 42s, it worked. And also, I think I'm about to kill this cav. Yes. It's always a good day when you kill a cav unit. Okay, his unit's in the water. I'm going to move right up to his face-to-face. Man, that hurt. But now I should be able to deliver some fire. So 2 of his units are in the water. On the left, his unit's in the water. His cav unit's in the water, partially. But now he's coming screaming in with an infantry unit of 2,000 in size. And as long as I was facing the guy who was 800, that wasn't so bad. But the guy that's 2,000, that's pretty bad. But on the bright side, we have 2 pieces of artillery right there. Okay, that guy's going to retreat. I'm moving my artillery up. I want canister, man. Yeah, kill that guy. You can kill another cav unit. He survived. I detached skirmishers to go after him and take another shot, but it didn't work. Really would like to kill the cav. So, okay, we've done, I think, everything we can do here. The guy on the left, I think that's one of those pathing things where he's completely glitched out. He's just going to stand there and take shot after shot and not be able to defend himself. I think that's what's going on. But I think he actually comes back. I think he actually recovers and gets back into the fight eventually. Okay, I have 3 artillery that are really close up. So what I have to do, I think, is fall back, draw the enemy into the water again, rinse and repeat. Everybody kill the cav. There we go, dead cav. Now we're doing fine. So that guy can fire at the 600 men in the water. So that was actually really good. So we get more troops. And let's see, where do we need to go? Well, we need to reinforce this line. This battle goes on for quite a while. It's only 11:55, so I want to keep leading the enemy in the water, getting these, getting nice kills. And yeah, the guy on the left, boy, I need some reinforcements on the left, the center, the right, everywhere. Yeah, if we can hold this line until the reinforcements get here, that would be great. Because when the reinforcements get here, I think we're going to have a positional advantage. Okay, another one of his units shattered. That was just a little skirmisher. But always happy to see those guys die. So Yeah, he's attacking again right into the water on my right. So I'm going to move some artillery over there. He has a lot of troops on his left, my right. And if he commits those to an attack, I'm going to be hard-pressed. Okay, that should stop the first unit. Yeah, people are going to have to shift right. And I'm going to have to reinforce. So I've got that artillery that was sitting on the right not doing very much. He needs to come up. I kept thinking he was going to attack further to the right, but now I've completely abandoned my flank at this point. My right flank is just hanging open. Yeah, what I'm looking for is coverage of the line. Just have units covering the full distance of the line. Now, some of these guys are really weak. He's charging in with a unit of over 2,000, and I have just units of 300 waiting for him. So, yeah, that's really bad. But we have coverage. There's no hole in the line. And I'm thinking at this point I have to start merging some units together. And fortunately, his two units that attacked on the right, they've routed, and I really need to get these guys running, get them up in a position. Yeah, I now have 4 commanders on the field who can give a nice command buff. Yeah, and I shifted everybody to the right to make room for this guy coming up on my far left. Boy, he could really ruin my day if he hit both my flanks right now. Yeah, that unit's exhausted. We've got to get him some relief. The guy in the water I've been pounding him this whole time. He recovered. Now he's back in the fight. Okay, I need to fall back with my artillery so my infantry can back up a little bit. Then I need to get the fresh troops to the front. I need to get the exhausted units out of the line for 20 minutes in game. And I need to merge some of these units that are under 300. So, yeah, first thing is get the artillery moving. Yeah, need to get the artillery to pull back. And the other thing I'm noticing is I intended for the allied units to do most of the fighting, but there are some weak places in my line, and my units, my core units, have to get in there and fight, which means more losses. So would rather not have that, but yeah, his units have been pretty much shot up. Yeah, spears on the right, that's mine. Yeah, in fact, that's the guy I'm hoping to take the place of my avatar. And if he gets killed, that's going to be bad. Because then I will not have a 2-star general, I don't think, for Shiloh. That's my only chance of having a good 2-star for Shiloh. Okay, we've got the fresh units up online. Got the artillery in the right place. Should have most of the exhausted units out. Try to stay out of melee as this guy does whatever the heck he's doing. Yep, the artillery's in pretty good position. My infantry can fall back a little bit if it needs to. I'm gonna have my cav go over and keep an eye on my flank. I'm worried that he's gonna send, because if he sends a bunch of stuff over onto my far right flank, I'm done. I don't have enough to counter that. So, okay, I have 2 infantry units that are kind of in the back recovering. They need to recover and then get up and replace 2 units that are exhausted. Yeah, that guy's only 280 and he's completely exhausted. He needs to merge with someone else. He's done. Yep, and he's finally attacking on my far right, which is a very good play. But fortunately, he's doing it. My reinforcements are here. Yep, and we catch him in the water, and my artillery's right there. Little exhausted 300 is going to stand there and do his thing. And he's already flashing white. Or he looked like he was going to flash white. Now that guy, the guy that's attacking on my far left, he's the guy who sat in the water forever and was completely exhausted and finally routed. He retreated out of the water for 2 seconds, completely recovered, and came back. That's how it goes. Well, he didn't completely recover. His morale was still pretty low, so he took 3 volleys, and yeah, hopefully he gets stuck right there, but I don't think he does. So I'm looking at his units. I see 3 of his units are still over 2,000, but the rest of them are looking a little more fragile. Yeah, he has 3 units right there in the water on the right, and one of them's pretty small. He's going to take some serious damage. In fact, 2 of his infantry units are just going to get really hit. Yeah, I want to get shots on those guys, but I need to prepare for his oversized unit. But if I'm hoping that he charges into the water. Okay, I need to get these guys right in place for the counterattack. And I need to start merging units. Some of these guys are really, really getting small. Yeah, that guy. I'm looking for who he can merge with. He can merge with that guy. Actually, those two are both undersized. They can merge together, I think. Yeah, I don't want my units to shatter. I need them to survive so that they can hold a line that the enemy can't maneuver around. Okay, one of his infantry units in the water shattered. Longstreet, that's very, very brave, but we don't need you charging into the enemy. Please avoid that. Yeah, he has extended my left flank, but that seems to be okay. Every one of his units in the water, on the left. That's great. Even his oversized unit is just getting hammered right now. I'm paying attention to condition, to morale, to cover. The left flank is stabilized. It's in good shape. The right flank looks good. I know he's got a bunch of infantry over there. All he has to do is attack, but he can't seem to launch a coordinated attack. Let's kill that skirmisher. I guess not. Oh, and I told that one unit to fall back, and he's just, like, really falling back. I didn't want him to fall back that far. My mistake. Okay, so now the guy's in the water. He's down to 800. I think we can just walk... Yeah, he's just doing that little sporadic fire thing. We can walk right up to him face to face. The little 400 unit is exhausted. He needs a break. And he's coming in with 4,000 men on the left. I didn't think he had that many, but good news is we just shattered one of his units. Now we can start working on the next one in line, but he's coming in with 2,000 more men on my left. Oh, look how slow the guy is coming in on the right. I'm watching that with just joy. The fact that he's moving so incredibly slow means he's exhausted. And the guys coming in on the left are also exhausted. This isn't slow motion. They're tired. Come on, step into the water. They're on the right. Yeah, step right into the water. I know you're tired. Yeah, at this moment, we've got this. This is one. His units are played out. Yep, another unit shattered. Yeah, that unit of 400 is completely exhausted. We can get him some rest now. And I don't think there are any more units on my far left. Yep, there's another unit to beat up that's partially in the water, so we'll beat up on him a little bit. Man, the condition of my units is terrible over there. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm targeting a unit and then telling my units to fall back. So what that does is that sets the direction that your unit should retreat in. So yeah, your unit will retreat directly away from the unit you've targeted. So if you want to retreat in a different direction, you just have to target someone 180 degrees from the direction you want to retreat in. So okay, we brought him into the water. That is more troops than I expected to see. But yep, he saw me retreat and he attacked. Another unit of over 2,000. And it's time to counterattack. Yeah, we're going to get a 2-on-1 attack and just break this guy. And also, we're going to drive him into the water and then inflict even more casualties on him. That's what happens when you make bad life choices. And he shatters. Okay, somebody's routing far to the left. So I just need to keep an eye on him. He moved up his artillery aggressively. So we're going to get some shots on his artillery. Yep, not a surprise. He moved to my far left, and now he's back in the water. But I'm far more interested in what's going on in the breakthrough. I want to circle around both of his wings of his army. I know there's, not exactly a whole lot of strength to do that. But with whatever units I have, not just attack head-on, but to also have units maneuver around the enemy and cut them off. So I detached skirmishers. They led across the water, took some knocks, but my infantry didn't. The detached skirmishers did. And yeah, maneuvering these guys, not running, just maneuvering these guys around the flank of the enemy. Man, are they undersized. But that's all we have. So we're gonna attack and get them all. Yeah, his cav is now exposed. I'm just running around his infantry unit that's doing a very good job defending. Unfortunately, Spears is there taking hits. That's not good. But everybody else is killing his artillery. That's good. Now Spears is surrounded. Now you would think he would surrender. But my army's too exhausted to kill him. And he didn't take really enough artillery fire. So, would have been better. I have two commanders there, but they're slightly out of place. Yep, and he escapes. Although his numbers really did fall fast. Okay, so we have to walk him down. Okay, back to basics. Forget about running him down. Send a cav over to capture the supply wagon. Everybody else. Recover morale, walk forward. On the left, when he charges into the water, we're going to hit him. We have artillery right there. Just stay out of melee. And yeah, he routes. Yep, all these guys. Then I'm having the artillery walk all the way back It's not a bad thing. Of course, none of them are mine, so it doesn't really matter. That would build up condition, stamina, but they're not mine, so it really doesn't help. So, guys who are exhausted can stop. Guys who aren't can keep moving forward. We're going to kill this guy. 2 infantry units maneuvered around behind the enemy on the left. That's great. On the right, I'm figuring out who's not exhausted. Whoever is just going to stop and recover. We've got time, so I'm going to let... Yep, just form an organized line. And yeah, I don't need any artillery over there because he's just going to keep falling back. Okay, so we have a commander with a little task force behind the enemy. And that's what we want to do. Hit the enemy in the flank and rear. So this is a small version of what's going to happen at Shiloh. So the guy in the water died. He shattered. Yeah, got my cav behind this guy. That should work nicely. Oh, and he's going to charge. Okay. I sent an infantry unit down there just for that possibility. My detached skirmisher can drive him nuts. The guys killed the 1 infantry unit. Yeah, my artillery's a little vulnerable, so I had an infantry unit run down and put a shot on his flank from across the river. Yep. We're just going to run this guy down. Well, actually, we're going to walk him down. Now, this might not be interesting video, but I'm rather liking this. This is just, you know, he attacked me for like an hour. And it was a good attack, and it was a painful attack. And I held on. Now, this is a little payback. And it feels pretty good. Yeah, that guy shattered. Obviously, I was planning on a big attack. 360, but once he was surrounded, he just gave up. Yeah, and all this artillery made it. All the artillery in the world is coming up. Yeah, get ready for some canister. Yep, 4 artillery, close range, firing some... That should be canister and exploding shell. That should go well. He didn't like that even a tiny bit. So, let's make him even more miserable. Yeah, good idea. Go ahead and advance right into the middle of this great big pile of infantry and artillery. So yeah, I'm using detached skirmishers to try to guide him in a direction. Unfortunately, he's now going to he thinks he's going to run to the end of the board. Ah, and he escapes. Yeah, that's one of the things. And he shatters. So, okay, 6,000, and he lost 20,000, and he came in with, what, 26, 27, 28,000 or something. I have 15, I don't know. And what units are mine? Oh, the ones with numbers. So 16,000 kills, 400 losses for my 42s. 1,000, almost, yeah, 1,100, lost 570. Yeah, okay. I don't know if those are mine. Got Lorenz's. Love Lorenz's. So good weapon. I'll take Lorenz's all day. We want to get out of the musket business. +1 core. We got something, a general or something. 142,000, 12,000 infantry, some more Lorenzes, some M&G Type 2s. I'll take both of those, thank you very much. You can keep the Napoleons. Getting these guys back up to full strength will be $0. Just cost me money. I saved money by only bringing in units, 2 units with Mississippis. That worked out fine. Yeah, my one guy got promoted to a general. My lieutenant colonels got promoted to colonels. Absolutely, yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's a great outcome. Very happy with that. The early battles in both campaigns are about just building your army, and my army's in great shape. I have 4 infantry units that are in absolutely terrific condition. So 38 to 43, that number's really gone down. 38 to 43 is very low. Stay Alert is next, and then Shiloh, and we've been working towards Shiloh. We'll be able to have, looks like I will be able to have 20 units. So a lot of army building to do, though, between now and then, because I have a big 5 units. But look at this, 24-pound howitzers. I'm going to get my first 24-pound howitzer battery. Happy day. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in camp.